Hi, my name is Lynn and welcome to Claude's Painting Room. I hope this is going to be a regular occurrence because I think I will really enjoy this style of doing videos. So I'm going to be telling you 5 things that I've learned every week. It could be about the sun, the moon, the stars, anything that is on earth really. If I learned something new, I'm gonna tell you about it. First thing I learned this week is let sunk cost be sunk cost. For people who didn't do econ, sunk cost means a cost that you've already incurred that you'll probably not recoup. Let me give you an example of sunk cost in real life situations. You have dated this man for 3 years. If it has been 3 years already and you have realized that you're in a bad situation, leave that situation. It doesn't mean that you now spend another 2 years because you spent the 3 years, which sometimes I hear people say and I'm like, that is literally the wrong way to think about things. Telling someone you have already spent 10 years with this man, just spend another 2 years trying to fix him. No, why would you think that? Because regardless, you're not going to get the 10 years anyway. Whether you leave him or stay with him, the 10 years are not coming back. So why not leave earlier? I don't understand. And in my case is that I had bought a concert ticket for this weekend. I knew it was going to be very difficult because I have another trip next week, but I just tried to pretend. I just be like, okay, let's just hope things work out, which is obviously not a grown-up way to make decisions, but that's what I did. Okay, we're learning. On Monday, I literally had a conversation with myself and I was like, you're pushing it. There's no need for me to go on a vacation this week to just go party. This is not even a proper vacation. I'm literally going to just be going there to party. It's somewhere I've been before. There's nothing new I'm going to see there other than obviously meeting new people, but that's always a possibility wherever you are in the world. So I'm going there to just party. And next week I have another vacation. Is that a reasonable way to spend money? And while I was reasoning this out with my friends, someone said, you've already spent $80, why don't you just spend the rest to like make sure you go on the vacation? I'm like, no, we are not thinking about this economically, because on the one hand I could just lose the $80 I've spent on the ticket and that be that, or because I spent $80 I could spend another $50 to go on another vacation just to party. That does not make sense. Let sunk cost be sunk cost. It doesn't mean anything if it's been 2 years. If you spend $100, sometimes you don't need to spend the extra 50 or the next 100. Sometimes it's just okay to be like, I made a loss, that's okay, let it rest. Lesson 2 is actually about YouTube, and it is stop making your dreams so difficult for you to achieve. The reason it's been so difficult for me to do YouTube videos and I've been so inconsistent is because I try to do it how other people do it. I know I am uncomfortable with doing vlogs. The other style that people do that is long, it's just stuff I don't want to do, but I was trying to replicate what other people have done, and that in turn made achieving my dream so difficult because I wanted to have a YouTube channel. So why was I making it so difficult for myself? Just do what you can, and what I can is this. I know I can come here every week. I know I can share some details about my life selectively, and I can tell you 5 things that I've learned anecdotally from my life, and that's okay. I can do that. That's achievable. So let's start with that, right? If in future I would like to share more, we'll do it, but there's no need to just make it so difficult, because I think part of the reason I've been unable to release those videos is some of them have very intimate details of my life, or I'm just trying to make it really long because I was told YouTube videos have to be 15 minutes, 10 minutes. No. It can be whatever you want it to be, and mine is going to be whatever this is. The third thing I learned this week is being liked by a man is such a fickle thing. Like, it's not an admirable thing. It's just friends' previous conquests. One of my friends' previous conquests tried to hit on me, and obviously I shut it down really fast. But I had several thoughts in that like millisecond when the words came out of his mouth. I was just like, first of all, I don't think this is about me. I feel like either you're trying to prove something to yourself by being like, yeah, I could get 2 friends in the same group, what, yeah, I got them all, yeah. Or 2, you're trying to like stick it to my friend, which I don't think is the issue because we like each other, they're in very good books, so I don't think that was the issue. Or 3, this is not even about me, I'm just a piece of ass. It literally means nothing that you like me. That's it, because you don't know anything about me. You don't know who I am, my personality, nothing. So there's no like, you don't like me. Whatever idea you have of me in your head, that is what you like. And I think it was just like a nice piece of ass. Second thing that happened this week was me coming across this tweet 2 days ago of right-wing men talking about how their favorite thing to do is not to get a woman who is already right-wing or submissive or, you know, that kind of thing. They love changing a woman. You know that this was a woman who used to go for protests or used to be an activist, and she's now at home cleaning and cooking for me, and when I say something she's like, yes, my husband, like, of course you're right. That is what the pleasure is in. And that's what made me go, like, being liked by these people, it's so fickle because they don't even like you. They like the idea of what they could make you. Wish I could find the tweet, which makes a lot of sense when you think about Trevor Noah's comment that goes viral every once in a while, which is like, the pleasure of a man is not to find a bird who's already in a cage. No, no, no. They want to cage the bird. It's to find that free-spirited woman who's outspoken and like subtly make her change, be quiet and be like, I did that. Like, yeah. It's like having your own little pet. So I'm just like, when a man likes you, do they even like you? Or is the idea of what they could do to you, or you're just a piece of ass? Men, very strange creatures. Every day the fact that I'm heterosexual is just as baffling to me as it is to you. Fourth thing I learned is that dates grow on trees. I found that so fascinating because I don't know where I thought dates came from, but I promise you they did not grow on trees in my mind. And it could have been obvious to some, but it wasn't obvious. I really hope you can see this picture. That, what? Huh? What is a date doing on a tree? I found that so. This fifth thing I learned this week is that Barilla, the brand of pasta, has a playlist where if you play the songs on that playlist, your pasta will be cooked perfectly. Obviously a little bit more for the rest of us who don't like it al dente. So if you're making carbonara, for example, you just play that and your pasta will be perfectly cooked every single time. Why do companies sometimes do these really amazing things and keep them a secret? I like their brand of pasta, and now I know this is the playlist I'm going to use. If I'm making spaghetti, if I'm making fusilli, like, hello! Really enjoyed this, and I think this is going to be a very sustainable method or mode of me YouTubing. Please tell me things you learned this week. I hope they're interesting ones.